The Sequoia Lives On by Joanna Cooke, illustrated by Fiona Shea. Published by Yosemite Conservancy. Giant sequoias are living wonders. In groves scattered along the Sierra Nevada, a mountain range in California, sequoias dwarf all their neighbors. No other trees are as tall and wide and magnificent. Stand beneath a sequoia and anything seems possible. Gaze into its branches and wonder how the sequoia lives on. The sequoia is Earth's most massive tree, the height of 3 blue whales stacked chin to tail and weighing even more. It begins life as most trees do, as a seed, a flake no bigger than an ant. How does such a tiny seed grow into a tree as heavy as 300 elephants? The sequoia seed relies on fire. A blaze crawls on the forest floor, clearing away fallen leaves and broken branches in which a seed might disappear. Rising heat from the fire warms the sequoia's scaly cones, drying and opening them, then setting the brown seeds adrift in smoke-filled air, floating toward a place to grow. On newly uncovered soil, a seed rests in a shaft of sunlight. Roots anchor it to the ground, and a seedling grows up and up toward golden beams shining through the canopy, the highest layer of branches in the forest. Up and up, the seedling reaches for sunlight that has traveled all the way from the sun to earth. Sequoia leaves take in that sunlight and also air. Exhale, and your breath could become food for a sequoia. And the sequoia lives on. When fire is absent in a sequoia grove, the seeds rely on another help. Furry chickarees grip the bark with little claws in search of a sequoia cone's green scales to feast on. The seeds, too small for a meal, fall to the ground and with luck may sprout. The longhorn beetle lays its eggs on a cone. When the larvae hatch, they eat through the scales and part of the stem, causing the cone to dry and open. Again, the seeds fall. Buried in the earth, a sequoia's roots reach outward, creating a hidden foundation as wide as the tree is tall. Each day, a large sequoia's roots absorb enough water to fill more than 8 bathtubs. From across the forest, a sequoia's colorful bark almost glows. Thicker at the tree's base than at the top, the spongy bark swells into buttresses that support the sequoia's growing bulk. How long will it take for a new sequoia seedling to become so big? Humans can live more than 80 years, a mere blink in the eye of a sequoia. After 2 human lifetimes, a sequoia will have grown old enough to make cones. With enough sunlight, air, and water, a mighty sequoia can live more than 30 human lifetimes. Imagine a sequoia so old and so huge, not even a ring of 20 children holding hands could hug it. Some are even grander. Giants among giants. An old sequoia's trunk may be hollowed out by fire. Its crown, once pointed like a pyramid, is now a snag top broken by lightning and wind. Lower branches grow upward, filling openings in the canopy. The expanded crown holds more leaves, which means more food for growing. Even black and scarred, an old sequoia can produce a gallon of tiny seeds, more than 300,000 each year, and the sequoia lives on. Over time, such immensity can harm an ancient sequoia. Season after season, its branches thicken and grow heavy. Broader than nearby pines and cedars, the great branches overwhelm the damaged trunk and shallow roots, and the sequoia fails. Shaking the ground upon impact, the tree shatters into car-sized blocks and toothpick tiny pieces, and still the sequoia lives on. Stretched across the forest floor, the fallen sequoia decomposes over hundreds of years. The massive trunk now rests side by side with new seedlings, reaching for golden beams of light. The cycle of the giants begins again with one tiny seed. The end.